Are you feeling overwhelmed by the weight of the world today? The noise of the city, the endless notifications, the heavy burden of daily life. It all seems so massive, so inescapable. But what if I told you that your entire world, with all its beautiful complexities and chaotic moments, is just a microscopic speck resting in a vast, silent ocean of peace? We often mistake our immediate surroundings for the entire universe. We look down at our phones instead of looking up at the stars. But tonight, we are going to change our perspective. Tonight, we have finally figured out Earth's exact place in the universe. And understanding this place will not make you feel insignificant. It will set you free. So, take a deep breath. Inhale the calm, exhale the tension. You do not need to be an astronaut to experience the profound tranquility of the cosmos. You just need to listen. Close your eyes if you wish, or simply gaze into the darkness on your screen. Let your muscles relax. We are about to leave the noise behind. We are embarking on a journey to find our cosmic address, a journey that will carry you away from your earthly troubles and into the comforting embrace of infinity. Are you ready? Let us begin our ascent. Before we launch into the velvet darkness, let us pause for a moment to remember how far we have come. For thousands of years, humanity looked up at the sky and saw a dome of painted lights. Ancient philosophers, wrapped in robes and standing on dusty hills, believed with absolute certainty that Earth was the unchanging center of it all. They built intricate models of crystal spheres, imagining the sun, the moon, and the planets spinning endlessly around us. It was a comforting thought, a warm, safe illusion that we were the pinnacle of creation, the undeniable focal point of reality. But the universe is far too grand to be confined to our human ego. Slowly, bravely, astronomers began to shatter those crystal spheres. Galileo turned his primitive glass tube toward the heavens and saw moons dancing around Jupiter. Copernicus dared to place the sun at the center. With every new telescope, with every passing century, our neighborhood grew larger and our planet grew smaller. We realized we were not the center. We were merely travelers on a rock, orbiting an ordinary star. Yet, for a long time, we still did not know our true address. We knew we were in a galaxy, but where? We knew there were other galaxies, but how did they connect? It is only now, in our modern era, using the combined power of supercomputers and orbital observatories, that the fog has lifted. The maps have been drawn. We have finally charted the cosmic ocean. And the coordinates we have discovered reveal a structure so magnificent, so beautifully complex, that it rivals the deepest dreams of any artist. Now, let us retrace that map together, step by step, from our fragile home to the edge of the observable universe. But how do we leave it all behind? We start simply, by lifting off the ground. Imagine yourself rising, lighter than air. The cities become glowing grids of amber light. The oceans stretch out like dark silk. The atmosphere, that thin, protective blanket of blue, thins out into nothingness. Suddenly, there is no wind. There is no sound. You are floating in the absolute stillness of low Earth orbit. Look back for a moment. A vivid example of our fragility hangs right there in the dark. The blue marble. A sphere of swirling white clouds, deep blue oceans, and brown continents. It looks like a delicate glass ornament resting on a bed of black velvet. A common myth is that space is completely empty, a terrifying void. But right here, it is not empty. It is filled with the soft, reflected light of our home. Every memory you have, every person you love, exists right there on that floating drop of water. Where do we step first in the dark? We turn our gaze outward, toward our closest companion in the night, the moon. It is a solitary sentinel locked in an endless, silent waltz with Earth. As we drift closer, the silvery disk expands, revealing a face scarred by billions of years of cosmic impacts. Here, we can debunk a persistent myth. There is no permanent dark side of the Moon. Every part of this ancient rock feels the warm touch of the sun, just at different times. Imagine standing on its dusty surface, the powdery grey soil crunching silently beneath your boots. The sky above is completely black, even in the blinding light of day. This is our first stepping stone, a quiet sanctuary where the Earth hangs in the sky like a giant, vibrant lantern, reminding us that we are just beginning our journey. What anchors us in this deep ocean? We must look toward the source of our light, the sun. As we travel away from Earth, passing the orbit of Venus and Mercury, the heat begins to rise, then slowly fades as we alter our course outward. The sun is an incomprehensibly massive sphere of roaring plasma, a giant nuclear furnace suspended in the vacuum. Yet, from a distance, it is profoundly peaceful. Picture a drop of liquid gold, radiating a warmth that sustains every blade of grass on our world. We often think of stars as simple points of light, but close up, our star is a living, breathing entity. Its surface roils with magnetic storms, casting invisible streams of energy out into the dark. It is our anchor, our cosmic hearthfire, keeping us safe in the freezing expanse. But what lies beyond our immediate warmth? We drift past the crimson deserts of Mars, a rusty, silent world where ancient rivers once flowed, now frozen in time. We sail through the asteroid belt. Many believe this belt is a chaotic, crowded minefield, like in the movies. But the truth is much more serene. The asteroids are incredibly far apart. You could stand on one and not even see another. It is a lonely, quiet river of stone, quietly circling the sun. We pass through it like a ghost gliding through a gentle snowfall. The silence here is absolute. It is a profound quiet that washes over your mind, clearing away the clutter of your thoughts. You are weightless, drifting toward the giants. Who guards the outer gates? We arrive at Jupiter, the king of the planets, a swirling masterpiece of cream, caramel, and rust-colored clouds. It is massive enough to swallow 1,000 Earths. Imagine floating above its upper atmosphere. The Great Red Spot, a storm larger than our entire planet, churns silently beneath you. It is a violent place, yet from up here, it looks like a beautiful abstract painting. Jupiter acts as our giant cosmic shield, its massive gravity pulling in wandering comets that might otherwise threaten our fragile home. It is a silent protector, sleeping in the dark, bathed in the dimming light of a distant sun. What is the most beautiful jewel in the dark? We coast further outward, where the temperature plummets, and we find Saturn. Its rings stretch out for hundreds of thousands of miles, a perfect, glowing halo suspended in the blackness. If you were to fly into those rings, you would see they are not a solid track, but billions of pieces of sparkling ice and rock, dancing together in a delicate gravitational ballet. Imagine watching these diamond-like shards catching the faint sunlight. It is a hypnotic, shimmering display, a cosmic chandelier hanging in an eternal, silent hall. Here, far from the noise of Earth, the universe reveals its capacity for flawless, effortless beauty. What lies in the deep freeze? We continue into the twilight zone of our solar system. We glide past Uranus, a pale, smooth sphere of aquamarine, then Neptune, deep and blue as an ocean abyss. These are the ice giants, silent, freezing, and mysterious. The sun is now just an exceptionally bright star in the sky, offering little warmth. The chill here is not threatening, it is refreshing, like a deep breath of winter air. It calms the mind. Imagine floating in this azure twilight, watching wispy white clouds race across Neptune's dark blue face. It is a place of deep meditation, a quiet corner of our local neighborhood where time seems to slow down. Where does our home finally end? We reach the Kuiper Belt, the realm of Pluto and countless icy bodies. But even this is not the end. We push further into the Oort cloud. This is a massive, spherical shell of icy comets enveloping our entire solar system. It is a ghost town of frozen relics left over from the birth of our star. Imagine standing here, suspended in the dark. If you look back, our mighty sun is indistinguishable from the other stars. You cannot see the Earth. You cannot see Jupiter. You are at the very edge of our front yard. The silence here is deep and profound. It is the boundary line between our tiny, known world and the great interstellar unknown. Who ventured here before us? Even in this absolute isolation, humanity has left a whisper. We cross paths with Voyager 1, a tiny, golden, mechanical explorer drifting silently through the dark for decades. It carries a golden record, a message in a bottle cast into the cosmic ocean, containing the sounds of earth, wind, rain, and a mother's heartbeat. It is a beautiful illustration of our desire to connect with the infinite. Imagine flying alongside this lonely traveler for a moment. It does not judge. It does not worry. It simply glides forward, carrying our memory into the eternity of space. It is a comforting thought. Even when we are gone, our silent ambassador will continue its peaceful journey. What happens when we cross the threshold? We now leave the solar system entirely. We enter the interstellar medium, the space between the stars. It is a common myth that this space is totally empty. In reality, it is filled with thin, invisible clouds of gas and dust, drifting like gossamer veils in the dark. The distance here is incomprehensible. To reach the nearest star, you must cross a gulf of nothingness so vast that light itself takes years to cross it. But do not feel intimidated. Feel the freedom of this open expanse. You are untethered. You are a spirit drifting through a boundless ocean. The sheer scale of this emptiness is a balm for a crowded mind. All earthly problems dissolve in this magnificent void. Who are our closest neighbors? After years of silent gliding at the speed of thought, a new light grows bright. We arrive at the Alpha Centauri system. Not one, but 3 stars, dancing around each other in a complex, gravitational embrace. Imagine watching 2 suns rising over an alien horizon, casting double shadows across a barren, rocky landscape. We often think of our solitary sun as the standard, but out here, companionship is common. These stars have burned quietly next door for billions of years, utterly unaware of the empires rising and falling on our tiny blue rock. Their indifferent beauty is a gentle reminder that the universe operates on a scale far beyond our daily anxieties. Where exactly is our solar system located? As we zoom out further, we see our local neighborhood. We are floating inside something called the local bubble. It sounds cozy, doesn't it? Millions of years ago, a cluster of massive stars exploded as supernovas, blowing a massive empty cavity in the interstellar dust. We are drifting right through the middle of this quiet, clear bubble. Imagine a hollow carved out of a thick fog. We are protected, sailing through clear cosmic waters. This is our immediate address. Earth, solar system, the local bubble. It is a peaceful sanctuary carved by ancient violence, now completely silent and serene. On which branch do we rest? We pull back further, and a grander structure begins to emerge. We are located in the Orion Arm, a sweeping, curved branch of stars, gas, and dust. Think of a giant luminous river flowing through the dark. We are just one tiny speck of gold tumbling in this massive current. A popular myth is that our solar system is stationary, but right now we are hurtling through space at incredible speeds, orbiting the center of the galaxy. Yet, it feels perfectly still. Just like sitting on an aeroplane, the journey is incredibly fast, but the experience is incredibly smooth. You can relax, knowing the universe is carrying you exactly where you need to go. What does a stellar nursery look like? Within our Orion Arm, we pass the Orion Nebula, a colossal cloud of luminous pink and purple gas. This is a maternity ward for stars. Inside these glowing pillars of dust, gravity is gently pulling gas together, warming it, until suddenly a new star ignites. Imagine watching this slow, silent birth of light. It is a gentle reminder that the universe is not dead and cold. It is constantly renewing itself. Creation is happening right now, in the dark, in beautiful, vibrant colors that no earthly painter could ever perfectly capture. It is a place of absolute peace and quiet creation. How far are we from the center? As our perspective expands, we look toward the heart of our galaxy. The density of stars increases. The sky here would be a blazing canopy of brilliant light, with thousands of stars shining brighter than our brightest planets. We are not at the center. We are located about halfway out from the core, in the quiet, peaceful suburbs of the galaxy. It is the perfect place to be. If we were too close to the center, the radiation would be intense, the stellar encounters violent. By being out here in the galactic countryside, we have been given the gift of time. Time for life to evolve. Time for us to sit quietly and look at the stars. What sleeps in the heart of the galaxy? Deep in that blazing core, a monster sleeps in perfect silence. Sagittarius A star, a supermassive black hole. The myth is that black holes are cosmic vacuum cleaners, sucking up everything in sight. The comforting truth is that they are simply objects with immense gravity. They don't suck, things just orbit them, much like Earth orbits the Sun. Imagine a sphere of absolute darkness, surrounded by a glowing ring of superheated gas. It is the anchor of our entire galaxy. Around it, hundreds of billions of stars perform their slow, majestic rotation. It is not something to fear. It is a profound, silent monument to the power of nature. What is the true shape of our home? Now we drift far above the galactic plane. We look down, and there it is. The Milky Way, a breathtaking spiral galaxy, a massive pinwheel of glowing white, threaded with dark lanes of dust, spinning lazily in the dark. It is so vast that light takes 100,000 years to cross it from edge to edge. And somewhere in that sweeping spiral, in a minor arm, is a tiny yellow star. And circling that star is a pale blue dot. Looking at the entire galaxy, you realize how wonderfully small we are. Your worries, your stress, your deadlines, none of them exist on this scale. Here, there is only the slow, beautiful rotation of the wheel of light. Who watches over the galaxy? Surrounding the bright disk of the Milky Way is the galactic halo, a vast, spherical region of the oldest stars in the universe. Some of these stars have been burning since the very dawn of time. They are solitary watchers floating in the deep outskirts. Imagine visiting one of these ancient red stars. The view would be spectacular. You would look down upon the entire spiral of the Milky Way, laid out like a glowing carpet beneath you. It is a perspective of absolute solitude and profound peace. These ancient stars have witnessed the birth of our solar system, and they will be here long after we are gone. They are the silent monks of the cosmos. Who is our galactic family? We must zoom out even further. The Milky Way is incredibly large, but it is not alone. We belong to a small, quiet family of galaxies known as the Local Group. It consists of about 50 galaxies, bound together by the invisible threads of gravity. Imagine a small village of glowing lights, separated by vast, dark fields. We are not alone in the void. We have neighbors. We are part of a community. This realization brings a deep sense of belonging. The universe is not a chaotic scattering of matter. It is organized, structured, and profoundly beautiful in its design. Who is our massive twin? The most prominent member of our Local Group is Andromeda, a galaxy even larger than our own, drifting slowly toward us. In about 4 billion years, our two galaxies will merge. The myth is that this will be a violent, catastrophic collision. The beautiful truth is that space is so vast and stars are so far apart that the two galaxies will pass through each other like ghosts. Imagine the sky billions of years from now. Andromeda will fill the entire night sky, a spectacular arch of light blending with our own. It is not an ending, it is a magnificent cosmic dance, a slow-motion embrace that will take millions of years to complete. What are our little companions? As we survey the Local Group, we notice smaller smudges of light orbiting the Milky Way. These are the Magellanic Clouds, dwarf galaxies, irregular clouds of stars that look like glowing mist against the dark backdrop of space. They are our satellite companions, faithfully following us on our journey through the larger universe. Imagine them as small, luminescent islands floating near a grand continent. They are a reminder that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. You don't have to be a massive spiral to be a wondrous part of the cosmic tapestry. Every little light has its place. What lies between the galactic villages? We now cross the intergalactic void, the space between galaxy clusters. This is the deepest, darkest ocean you can possibly imagine. The silence here is absolute. The cold is total. If you were suspended here, even the galaxies would look like distant, faint stars. This sheer emptiness might seem intimidating, but let it wash over you. In this void, your mind can stretch out forever without hitting a wall. It is the ultimate freedom, a place where absolutely nothing is required of you. You can just exist, floating in the timeless dark, far above the concerns of any world. Where is the nearest bustling city? As we drift across the dark ocean, a massive structure comes into view, the Virgo Cluster, a massive metropolis of thousands of galaxies. If our Local Group is a quiet village, the Virgo Cluster is a blindingly bright downtown city center. Galaxies are clustered tightly together, their gravity pulling and stretching each other into brilliant, chaotic shapes. We are on the outskirts of this massive gravitational pull. Imagine looking at a distant, glowing city from a quiet hill on the outskirts. We are connected to it, drawn to it, but we are safely nestled in our quiet, rural corner of space. What connects our village to the city? We pull our perspective back again. Now, individual galaxies are barely visible. They look like tiny grains of glowing sand. We see that our Local Group and the Virgo Cluster are part of something even larger, the Virgo Supercluster, a massive, sprawling web of galaxies. It looks like the intricate branches of a glowing tree stretching across millions of light years. We are just one tiny leaf on one tiny branch of this incomprehensible structure. The sheer scale is hypnotic. It humbles the ego and soothes the soul. How can we worry about tomorrow when we are part of a structure so ancient and majestic? Have we finally found our ultimate home? Now, we take one more massive leap back. We reach the breathtaking climax of our cosmic address, Laniakea. In the Hawaiian language, it means immense heaven, and it is perfectly named. Scientists mapped the flow of thousands of galaxies and discovered that the Virgo supercluster is just one small lobe of this monumental structure. Laniakea looks like a massive, luminescent feather floating in the dark, a cosmic watershed where 100,000 galaxies flow together like glowing rivers toward a central valley. This is our home. This is where we belong. Earth, Milky Way, Virgo supercluster, Laniakea. It is the most beautiful address in existence. What draws the rivers of light? At the very heart of Laniakea lies a mystery, the Great Attractor, a gravitational anomaly so massive that it is pulling all of Laniakea, including our Milky Way, toward it at 1,000,000 miles an hour. We cannot see what it is because the thick dust of our own galaxy blocks the view. It is a beautiful, enduring secret. Imagine a grand, unseen magnet, gently pulling 100,000 galaxies toward a grand rendezvous. We are all moving together. We are all part of a grand, cosmic migration. There is a deep comfort in knowing we are not drifting aimlessly, but participating in a majestic, universal flow. What is the grandest architecture of all? We step back even further, leaving Laniakea behind. Now, Laniakea itself shrinks into a single point of light. We are looking at the cosmic web, the largest structure in the universe. It looks like the neural network of a giant brain. Billions of superclusters form glowing filaments of light, separated by vast, dark voids. This is the true shape of reality, a luminous, complex tapestry woven from dark matter and glowing gas. Every dot of light you see here is not a star, but a collection of millions of galaxies. It is a sight of staggering, hypnotic beauty, a quiet, infinite web of connection. What lies at the absolute edge? We push outward, faster than light, until we reach the edge of the observable universe, the cosmic microwave background, a wall of ancient fading radiation left over from the Big Bang itself. It is a softly glowing sphere of mottled red and blue, marking the limit of our vision. We cannot see past it because the light from beyond has not had enough time to reach us since the beginning of time. Imagine standing inside a giant, fading ember. This is the boundary of human knowledge, the gentle, silent hum of the universe's birth. A warm, ancient embrace surrounding everything that is and everything that will ever be. Where exactly is the center of this web? Here is the most beautiful paradox of our journey. As you look around from the edge, you might ask, where is the center of the universe? The myth is that the Big Bang happened in one specific spot, like an explosion in an empty room. The profound truth is that space itself expanded. Therefore, every single point in the universe is the center. That tiny blue dot we left behind millions of light years ago, it is the center of its observable universe. And if you stand on a distant galaxy, you are the center of yours. You are, quite literally, at the center of all things. You belong exactly where you are. How do we return from the infinite? Slowly we begin our descent. We fall back through the cosmic web. The glowing filaments rush past us like light rain. We dive into Laniakea, our immense heaven. We slide down the Orion Arm. We slip through the Oort cloud, past the ice giants, past the rings of Saturn, past the warmth of the sun, until finally we are hovering back above that delicate blue marble. We float down through the clouds, and you are back. Back in your room, back in your body. Feel the gravity returning, gently holding you safe. You have traveled to the very edge of time and space, and you have returned. Open your eyes. or keep them closed a little longer. Let the silence of the cosmos linger in your mind. We have traced our incredible address: Earth, the solar system, the Orion Arm, the Milky Way, the Local Group, the Virgo supercluster, Laniakea, the cosmic web. You are not a random, meaningless speck. You are an essential part of an immense, beautifully structured universe, a universe that is quiet, majestic, and entirely non-judgmental. The petty stresses of our daily lives simply dissolve when placed against the backdrop of this eternal tranquility. You are safe. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Thank you for taking this journey with me tonight. If this cosmic flight brought you a sense of peace, if it helped you leave your worries behind, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would love to hear from you. When you think about our true place in the universe, what is the one feeling that washes over you? Leave your answer in the comments below. Until next time, remember to look up, breathe deep, and let the universe embrace you.